So this question comes from @TristanMichael45. And they said, hey Eric, do you or have you ever used Captains of Crush grippers? If so, what level have you achieved? And do they have any value to you personally? Which I said, stay tuned. And someone whose user handle is @MB593 said, do you ever just answer a question? Sheesh. Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And we're going to go over that as well as additional info in this video. So, to answer your question directly, yes, I have used Captains of Crush grippers, but no, it's not a regular part in my training. I didn't really go heavily down the grip route because it's not really conducive to my goals. So when it comes to this stuff, performing feats of strength, yes, grip is a component, but it's not the only component, and there's actually different kinds of grip. So with Captains of Crush grippers, their main thing is crushing, right? Which does have applications in certain instances, like with tennis balls and apples and potatoes and that sort of thing, which I don't normally do the apples or potatoes in my training. Instead, the different kind of grip strength that I do tend to utilize a lot is what's known as yielding strength, which is preventing your hands from opening. When I am doing like the one-handed human link, two people are essentially trying to open my hands, and my job is to resist that from happening. When I'm doing a wrench, my thumb acts as like the fulcrum point. So the thing is trying to rip my thumb down, and my thumb is attempting to stay in place. So for crushing strength, when I do try to develop it, I don't normally use the Captains of Crush grippers, even though I have one. Instead, what I use is this one, which is adjustable. You know, like I can undo it and change the different levels of difficulty based on leverage, up or down, depending on how I see fit. So if I want to cycle back and forth, instead of having like a whole collection of Captains of Crush grippers, I have this, and it achieves pretty much the same thing. What this equivalent is to Captains of Crush, I have no idea. But the grip thing that I do use quite a bit as a regular part of my training, this came as a recommendation from my coach, Hercules Chris Ryder. And it is one of these spinner balls, gyro balls. And the way I do this is I'll wind it up. This is one that you don't have to pull the string to get it started. You can wind it up just by pushing it this way, and it has something that gets it spinning, right? And then I'll hold it in my fingertips to increase the leverage, right? Now, in terms of, there's not really levels when it comes to this. It's basically the faster it spins, the harder it becomes. And I'm not even trying to spin it that fast. Really, what I'm just trying to do is work the musculature. And what I will do, in order to keep it varied, so that the law of accommodation doesn't set in, is I'll take a pair of die, or I'll take a single die, and I will roll it. And depending on how many dots are up, that will determine how many minutes I keep this thing in motion for. Now, if it's an even number, I will have it go for 1 minute. Like I'll do 1 minute per hand before I switch it over to the next hand. And if it's an odd number, it'll be 30 seconds worth. So in doing so, I'm able to get a workout that effectively trains my thumbs, as well as like the rest of the musculature of the hand that's involved with this sort of thing, as well as my forearms, in a way that doesn't beat up my hands too much, and as a finisher that has a maximum length of 6 minutes. And if I want to get it harder, I just spin it faster. Like if I'm feeling particularly energetic that day. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I haven't gone very far with the grippers. Probably the heaviest I've closed is a number one. I've never attempted a 1.5 or a 2 or a 3. It just happened to be in a networking group that someone handed me a number one gripper for. And I have the trainer somewhere, but I have no idea where I left it. But yeah, those gyro balls, you could probably just get on Amazon. I would like to include a link to my coach's one so he gets a little bit of a commission because I want to support him for helping me out over the years. Um, but yeah, I hope that answers your question. If anybody else has any questions, drop me a comment below and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video. Instead of just answering it in the comments, you get your very own video so that I can go a little bit more in depth. And if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, or you want to see the chronicles from my various performances across the country, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, do all the things that I just mentioned, or you could pick up a copy of my book, available on Amazon, as is just about everything. Or you could pick up some coffee from Good For You Coffee Club. It's free from like preservatives and stuff like that, and it tastes really good. And if you do that, use the promo code MyPower10 to save 10% off of any order that you use that for. But that's it for today. Stay tuned for the next time. And in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.